ஸ்ரீமதே ராமானுஜாய நமஹ. சில நாட்களுக்கு முன்பு துஷ்யந்த் ஸ்ரீதர் மற்றும் ஜெயஸ்ரீ சாரநாதன் ஆகிய இருவரும் ஆராய்ச்சி செய்தோம் நாங்கள், அதனாலே ஸ்ரீ ராமபிரானுடைய பிறந்த நாளை கண்டுபிடித்து விட்டோம் என்று போலியாக ஒரு தேதியை குறிப்பிட்டு, துஷ்யந்த் ஸ்ரீதர் இதை தன்னுடைய புத்தகத்தில் குறிப்பிட்டு, அந்த புத்தகத்தை குருமூர்த்தி, ரங்கராஜ் பாண்டே, ரஞ்சனி காயத்ரி முதலியோர்களை கொண்டு நாரதகான சபாவிலே வெளியிட்டார். இது உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். இது ஒரு அபத்த தேதி என்பதை நான் நிரூபித்திருக்கிறேன். குறிப்பாக இவர்கள் உபயோகித்ததாக சொல்லப்படுகிற அந்த சாஃப்ட்வேர், மென்பொருள் ஜெகநாத ஹோரா அப்படிங்கிற அந்த சாஃப்ட்வேர், அந்த மென்பொருளிலே பிழை இருக்கின்றது என்பதையும் நான் தெளிவாக குறிப்பிட்டிருக்கிறேன். இது குறித்து ஒரு புத்தகத்தையும் வெளியிட்டிருக்கிறேன். என்னுடைய www.namkovil.in என்கிற இணையதளத்திற்கு சென்றால் இந்த புத்தகத்தை நீங்கள் பதிவிறக்கம் செய்து கொண்டு பார்க்கலாம். பல கோணங்களிலே இந்த சாஃப்ட்வேர் என்பது பிழையானது என்பதை நிரூபித்திருக்கிறேன். நான் இவர்கள் குறிப்பிட்ட தேதியில் இருக்கிற குறைகளை சொன்ன பிறகு துஷ்யந்த் ஸ்ரீதரை ரங்கராஜ் பாண்டே அவர்கள் சாணக்கியாவிலே பேட்டி எடுத்திருந்தார். அதை நீங்கள் பார்க்கலாம். நான் வியாசபீடத்திலே உட்கார்ந்திருக்கும் போது, உபன்யாசம் செய்யும் போது ஒன்றை சொல்லுவேன், அதிலிருந்து இறங்கிய பிறகு மற்றொன்றை சொல்லுவேன் என்று துஷ்யந்த் ஸ்ரீதரே சொல்வதை நீங்கள் அதிலே கேட்கலாம். அந்த பேட்டி வரையிலே துஷ்யந்த் ஸ்ரீதர் தானும் ஜெயஸ்ரீ சாரதனும் பல நாட்கள் ஆராய்ச்சி செய்து ஜெகநாத ஹோரா என்கிற சாஃப்ட்வேரை பயன்படுத்தி ராமர் பிறந்த தேதி இன்ன தேதி என்று கண்டுபிடித்திருக்கிறோம், இது அசைக்க முடியாத உண்மை என்று அவர்கள் கூக்குரலிட்டு கொண்டிருந்தார்கள். ரங்கராஜ் பாண்டே அவர்களுக்கு அடித்த அந்த பேட்டியிலே துஷ்யந்த் ஸ்ரீதர் நான் பண்ணலை, அது ஜெயஸ்ரீ சாரநாதன் செஞ்சாங்க அப்படின்னு அவர்களை தூக்கி குப்பையிலே போட்டு விட்டார். இருந்தாலும் இன்று வரையிலே பல ஊடகங்களிலே ராமர் பிறந்த தேதியை தான் கண்டுபிடித்ததாக சொல்லிக் கொண்டு திரிகிறார் இந்த துஷ்யந்த் ஸ்ரீதர் என்னும் போலி. இந்த ஜெகநாத ஹோரா என்கிற சாஃப்ட்வேரை எழுதியவருடைய பெயர் நரசிம்மராவ். இவர் மத்த சம்பிரதாயத்தை சார்ந்தவர். இவர் அமெரிக்காவில் வசிப்பவர். அவருடைய தொலைபேசி எண் கிடைத்தது. அதில் வாட்ஸ்அப்பின் மூலமும் தொலைபேசியின் மூலம் அழைத்து பார்த்தேன், மெசேஜ் எல்லாம் போட்டு பார்த்தேன். ஆனால் அவர் பதிலே போடலை. சரி, அவருடைய சாஃப்ட்வேரில் இருக்கிற குறைகளை நான் வெளியிலே சொல்லுவேன் என்று பயம் போல என்று விட்டுவிட்டேன். இருப்பினும் அந்த சாஃப்ட்வேரில் குறைகள் இருக்குது. பிப்ரவரியில் 31 நாள் காமிக்கிறதுன்றதெல்லாம் நான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன். ஒரு 7-8 நாளைக்கு முன்னாடி திரு நரசிம்மராவ் எனக்கு தொலைபேசியில் அழைத்தார். அழைத்து என்னுடன் பேசினார். ரொம்ப சந்தோஷப்பட்டேன். அவரும் தெள்ள தெளிவாக ராமர் பிறந்த தேதி இன்ன தேதி என்று என்னுடைய சாஃப்ட்வேரை வைத்துக்கொண்டு இவர்கள் கணித்தது தப்பு, தவறு, முற்றிலும் தவறு, இது புறந்தள்ளக்கூடியது, இது கண்டிக்கக்கூடியது என்று தெளிவாக சொல்லிவிட்டார். அவருடன் பேசியதை பதிவு செய்திருக்கிறேன். இதற்கு பிறகு அதை உங்களுடன் பகிர்ந்து கொள்கிறேன். ஆங்கிலத்தில் பேசினேன், அதை புரிந்து கொள்வீர்கள் என்று நினைக்கிறேன். இதை தமிழாக்கம் செய்து போடலாம் என்று நினைத்தேன், எனக்கு நேரமில்லை. யாராவது இதை தமிழாக்கம் செய்து தருகிறீர்கள் என்றால் அதை என்னிடம் அனுப்புங்கள், நான் அதையும் பதிவேற்றம் செய்கிறேன். இதில் எவ்வளோ தெளிவாக சொல்கிறாருன்னா, ஜெயஸ்ரீ சாரநாதன், துஷ்யந்த் ஸ்ரீதர் போன்றவர்கள் ஜோக்கர், கோமாளிகள் என்று சொல்கிறார். கோமாளிகள் அவர்கள். அவர் சொல்கிறார், நான் பண்ண சாஃப்ட்வேரில் 12,900 வருஷத்துக்கு பின்னால் வரைக்கும் தான் போக முடியும். ஏன்னா நாசாவில் எடுக்கிற டேட்டா வச்சு தான் நான் பண்ணினேன். அதில் சில லிமிட்டேஷன்ஸ் இருக்குது, சில எல்லைகள் இருக்கின்றன. அந்த எல்லைகளுக்கு வரையில் தான் போக முடியும். 12,900 வரைக்கும் தான் போக முடியும். இதுவே பின்னால் போக போக அது அக்யூரசி குறைஞ்சிடும், அதோடைய துல்லியம் குறையும். மேலும் அவர் சொல்கிறார், இவர்கள் குறிப்பிட்ட தேதியிலே வால்மீகி மகரிஷி சொன்னது போல 5 கிரகங்கள் உச்சத்தில் இல்லை. குறிப்பாக சனி கிரகம் உச்சத்தில் இல்லவே இல்லை. நான் சொன்ன இந்த ஜெயஸ்ரீ சாரநாதன் அவருடைய சமூக வலைத்தளங்களிலே இந்த ஜாதகம் சரி என்று சொல்கிறார்களே, உங்களுடைய கருத்து என்ன என்று கேட்டால் தவறு என்று சொன்னார். இது நீங்களே கேளுங்கோ. மேலும் அவர் என்ன சொல்கிறார், இது ஜோதிஷ சாஸ்திரமே இல்லை, இது வேணால் ஜெயஸ்ரீ சாரநாதன் சாஸ்திரமாக இருக்கலாம் என்று சொல்கிறார். ராமர் பிறந்தது 24வது சதுர்யுகம் என்று அவர் அடித்து சொல்கிறார். அதைத்தான் அவர் ஏற்கிறார். இன்றைய கோமாளி வரலாற்று ஆய்வாளர்கள் சொல்வதை அவர் ஏற்கவில்லை. அதை முற்றிலும் தவறு என்று புறக்கணிக்கிறார். ஜக்கி வாசுதேவ் போன்றவர்கள் புதியதாக ஒரு விளக்கத்தை இந்த யுகத்திற்கு சொல்லுகிறார்கள். அது முற்றிலும் தவறு. கிருத திரேத துவாபர கலி கிருத திரேத துவாபர கலி என்றுதான் இந்த யுகங்கள் சுழற்சியிலே வருமே ஒழிய கிருத்த திரேத துவாபர கலிக்கு பிறகு துவாபர யுகம் வராது. இதைத்தான் ஜக்கி வாசுதேவர் போன்றவர்கள் சொல்லுகிறார்கள், அதைத்தான் ஜெயஸ்ரீ போன்றவர்களும் சொல்லுகிறார்கள், அதைத்தான் துஷ்யந்தும் சொல்லுகிறார் என்று தெள்ள தெளிவாக அவர் குறிப்பிடுகிறார். தன்னுடைய மென்பொருளிலே பல குறைகள் இருக்கிறது என்பதையும் அவர் ஒத்துக்கொள்கிறார். அதற்கு அவருக்கு பாராட்டுக்கள். அதை சரி செய்யக்கூடிய முயற்சியிலே அவர் இருக்கிறார் என்று நான் நம்புவோம். அதனால் இதற்கு பிறகு அவருடன் நான் பேசிய உரையாடலை உங்களிடம் பகிர்ந்து கொள்கிறேன். இதை கேட்பவர்கள் ஒன்றை புரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். இந்த ஜெகநாத் ஹோரா என்கிற சாஃப்ட்வேரை திரு நரசிம்மராவ் அவர்கள் இலவசமாக கொடுத்திருக்கிறார். இதற்கு அவர் காசு எதுவும் பெறுவதில்லை. ஆனால் என்னுடைய காணொளி வந்த பிறகு ஜோசியர்கள் என்று தன்னை தானே சொல்லிக் கொண்டு திரியும் பல போலிகள் நான் சொல்வது தவறு என்று சொல்லியிருக்கிறார்கள். அது ஏன் என்று கொஞ்சம் ஆராய்ச்சி பண்ணதில் என்ன தெரிஞ்சதுனாக்க, அவர்கள் இந்த ஜெகநாத் ஹோரா என்கிற இந்த சாஃப்ட்வேரை வித்துன்னு இருக்காங்க. ஒரிஜினலாக பண்ணவர் அதை இலவசமாக கொடுக்குறார். அதை தெரியாத முட்டா பசங்க கிட்டக்க இவர் என்ன பண்ணுறார், இந்த ஜெகநாத் ஹோரா என்கிற சாஃப்ட்வேர் 50,000 ரூபா 40,000 ரூபா அப்படின்னு வாய்க்கு வந்த பணத்தை வைத்து விற்று கொண்டிருக்கிறார். திருச்சியிலேயே ஸ்ரீரங்கத்திலேயே இப்படி வாங்கியவரை ஒருத்தர் நான் பேசினேன், அப்போ தான் புரிந்தது. அதனால் அந்த ஜெகநாத் ஹோரா என்கிற சாஃப்ட்வேரை விலைக்கு வாங்கி ஏமாந்தவர்கள், அதை வைத்து ஊரை ஏமாற்றுபவர்கள் நீங்கள் எப்படிப்பட்டவர்கள் என்று நீங்கள் தெரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். பொதுமக்களுக்கு ஒன்று சொல்லிக்கிறேன், போக வரவனெல்லாம் ஜோசியன்னு நம்பி அவர்கள் சொல்வதை நினைத்து உங்கள் நாட்களை வீணாக்காதீர்கள். புத்திமான் மட்டுமே பலவானாக இருக்க முடியும். முயற்சி உடையவனே இகழ்ச்சி அடையாமல் இருக்க முடியும். எதையுமே செய்யாமல் எனக்கு சரியா இல்லைன்னா நீங்கள் செய்வதை திருத்தி செய்து கொள்ளுங்கள், முன்னேற பாருங்கள். அதை விட்டு போகிற வர ஜோசியர்கள் சொல்கிற பரிகாரத்தை பண்ணிட்டாக்க உங்களுக்கு நம்ம கூரையில் பிச்சுட்டு கொத்துன்னு நினச்சிங்கன்னா அதெல்லாம் நடக்காது. இப்படிப்பட்ட ஜோசியர்கள் இந்த மாதிரி சாஃப்ட்வேர்களை எல்லாம் அவர்களே ஏமாந்து வாங்கி அதை வைத்து உங்களுக்கு ஜோசியம் சொல்கிறேன்னு சொல்லி உங்ககிட்டேருந்து 5,000 10,000 புடுங்கிட்டு இருக்காங்கன்றதை நீங்கள் புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. ஜெயஸ்ரீ சாரநாதன் போன்ற கோமாளிகள் தங்கள் வாயை அடக்கி கொண்டு ஆச்சாரியர்களையும் பெரியோர்களையும் நிந்தனை செய்யாமல் இனி வரும் காலங்களிலாவது தங்களுடைய செயல்பாடுகளை திருத்திக் கொள்ள வேண்டும். துஷ்யந்த் ஸ்ரீதர் போன்றவர்கள் இப்படிப்பட்ட ஜெயஸ்ரீ சாரநாதன் போன்ற கோமாளிகளின் பின்னாலே சென்றும் கோமாளிகளாக இருக்காமல் அவர்களும் தங்களுடைய செயல்பாடுகளை திருத்தி கொண்டு ஆச்சாரியர்களிடத்திலே சென்று அவர்கள் திருப்பாதங்களிலே விழுந்து மன்னிப்பு கேட்க வேண்டும். அதெல்லாம் செய்வாங்களான்னு எனக்கு தெரியாது. ஆனால் ஒரு ஆஸ்திகனாக இருந்தால் அவன் செய்த தவறை அவனுடைய ஆச்சாரியன் முன்னிலையிலே சொல்லி அதற்கு வருந்த வேண்டும். குறைஞ்சபட்சம் வருத்தமாக தெரியும். இந்த புத்தகத்தை விற்பதை நிறுத்துங்கள். இந்த புத்தகத்தை வாங்கி கொண்டு அதில் இருப்பதையெல்லாம் படித்து இதில் வால்மீகியை கம்யூனிஸ்ட் ஆக்கிட்டார் நம்மால் துஷ்யந்த் ஸ்ரீதர். அவர் எழுதின புத்தகத்தில் வால்மீகி வந்து கம்யூனிஸ்ட் ஆகிட்டார். அந்த புத்தகத்தை படித்தா தெரியும் அதில் எவ்வளவு அபத்தம் இருக்குன்னு. அதனால் இதுக்கு மேலே நான் இதை உங்களோட நேரத்தை வீணடிக்காமல் திரு நரசிம்மராவ் அவருடன் நான் பேசிய அந்த காணொளியை உங்களிடம் பகிர்ந்து கொள்கிறேன். ஸ்ரீமதே ராமானுஜாய நமஹ. நமஸ்காரம். Finally I caught you.
Sorry. My sincere apologies. So sorry. So many things juggling us. I'm so sorry.
No problem. Finally, I am glad that you called. I mean, that is all matters. At the end of the day, we may have our own frustrations, we may have our own problems, but at the end of the day, we speak. That is important. That is important.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir, I will not take too much of your time. My simple questions are these, sir.
Go ahead.
I see your Jora software. And one thing I want to tell you is, before anything else, is that Jora software is being sold in India for 50,000 rupees.
Oh, who's selling it? My God.
Several people are sending it. Several people are selling it. They claim themselves as the agents for selling it, and they are selling it in India.
My God.
And this is being sold to Tom, Dick, and Harry, who are like, and this your software is being misused by people who can't even understand what Jyotish Shastra means. And then it is used to cheat people. Because of all the things that has happened, this is what I discovered, and I wanted to tell you this. Number one. Number two, sir.
I didn't know that.
Number two, sir. My simple question is this: is your software designed to find out dates of the past?
What do you mean?
In the sense, before BCE, before Christ.
Yeah, it is.
It is designed to find out dates, is it?
Yes.
How far is it?
Yes.
How far is it? How far can you go? As far as I am concerned, it is 12,600 years BCE.
Yeah.
Right?
It is It is 12,900 BC to
Okay.
16,600 AD. Yes.
Yeah, so 12,900 BC. Why is it?
Right.
Why is there a restriction, sir? I would like to understand that.
This is basically just the arithmetic. This is, see, it uses the Swiss ephemeris, and it basically does extrapolations based on that. So I'm all the Ganita, I'm using Swiss ephemeris. It is basically a restriction from their side.
Okay.
It's just a mathematical, calculational.
But when you can go to 12, when you can go to 12,900, why is it not taken even further, far backward? Because the problem right now is that I do not know if you are aware of what is happening. There is a research team which is people are using your software for so-called research. Okay, and they are saying that Rama was born in 7,000 BCE.
I know.
Okay, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know some people are. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you in acceptance to that, first of all?
Absolutely not.
Okay, that is exactly what I wanted to hear from you. Because if you are the person who designed the software, and that software actually on that particular date, 9th January 5114, I think, I forgot the date itself. That BCE, whatever date they are saying, that date is not having 5 planets on its exhalation positions.
Yes, correct.
And people are saying that is because of your software has not taken into account the date change in Tithi during Mahabharata time. Which is true. Your software has got a lot of flaws. I will tell you that basically because it is showing February 31st, April 31st, etc., etc.
If you take April 31st, it's basically May 1. It basically.
But it is showing it as April 31. When you actually when you go behind using the month forward, month backward, or year forward, year backward.
I know.
This is a serious flaw. This is a serious flaw.
It's not a serious flaw. It's just an inconvenience. It's a nuisance.
No. Basically, in a software parlance, from a software parlance, it is a serious bug.
No.
I know you will defend it. I know you will defend it.
No. I'm not defensive. There are serious flaws. There are actually bugs. But this is not serious. This is just an inconvenience.
As far as that's what I'm saying. I am also a software guy basically in the past.
See, if you enter the right data using the entered but data.
Yeah, if you do that, window, that will come right. Yeah, I understand.
You will not get anything wrong.
But the problem is
this. One second. This forward by day, forward by week, forward by month is just a convenience.
Correct.
You could actually go ahead and change manually. It's just you press a button convenience. That's why that happens. But the thing is, February 31st is treated as if February has only 28 days in that month. It's treated as March 3rd basically. That's it. So it's an inconvenience. It's not really a serious flaw. There are serious flaws in some other areas.
Okay. That is fine. I understand.
But the thing is, there are workarounds.
I understand. But I understand somebody who is using your software without any expertise, without knowing what is what, will not be able to understand is what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. Because when people are using it to find a particular chart of the horoscope, they will have to utilize the back and forth button because otherwise you can't do. You know that Saturn goes around for 60 years, right? So if I want to find the same Saturn position and different Jupiter position, then I will have to probably use the back button to see 60 and see whether it is going forward or backward. When you are doing research particularly, and this kind of research on Sri Rama's date, Sri Ramachandra Prabhu's date, I am totally against it. Many of the acharyas also have spoken against this. And when somebody uses your software and then says that your software is what has actually told, and that is why it is correct, I am very much worried about how your software is being misused.
Yeah.
You are an astika.
I just gave it free. So unfortunately, people can do whatever they want to do with it.
Okay.
There will be some people misusing it, but there are many people who are also using it positively to help people. So in the end, I don't have the means to control all this or sue the people who are selling it.
Yeah, I understand.
So I just leave it to Hari. He will take care of their karmas.
Okay. Now the next question that I have is that, I asked the question earlier, I will ask it again. 12,900 BCE is the limit. Is there any reason why you did not go beyond that 12,900 BCE?
I haven't explored. Basically, this is a limit of the thing is what we have observations astronomical observations that are extrapolated basically.
Yeah.
So the longer you extrapolate, the error will basically becoming more and more. So in these days, the precision is still very reasonable. It is theoretically, mathematically possible to extend further. And you'll basically the precision instead of being 0.1 degree, 0.1 arc seconds, it will become more and more and more, but still it will be acceptable. So it is possible, but the thing is the way Misinterpretation implemented it, it must be an arithmetic, it must be a matter of how much data they are using. It must be, I haven't dug into it, but it must be some kind of limitation of the calculations rather than theoretically
So that
it should
means,
be possible.
so if I have to sum up, your 12,900 itself is actually, as you go behind, the accuracy reduces, correct?
Yes.
So
even
you
here accuracy is not full basically. See,
even in 12,900,
there are observations made by NASA, the JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory observations.
Yes.
So those observations are in the previous this century basically.
Okay.
And they have been extrapolated.
Okay.
So they basically came up with formulas to extrapolate up to 12,900 BC.
Okay.
So if I look into what exactly they are doing, and the thing is that what they do is for a given date, they don't calculate basically. They calculated all the data and stored it in terms of an ephemeris file. So that ephemeris file, for certain finite set of data points, it basically has all the values, and those were computed basically offline from the JPL database by those guys. And already there is some extrapolation there. It's not based on actual observations.
I understand.
But extrapolating the observation. So there is some precision. So it is possible to actually, if I look at the logic, look at what exactly they are doing, it is possible to extend further. You can, for example, go to, let's say 60,000 BC.
Correct.
And it will just increase the size of the data.
Correct.
The database. Otherwise, you have to, if you do it manually for the date chosen, it will just become extremely slow. So you can do it offline and store the data. So if you look at the Jagannath Hora under, there is a ephemeris file there. So ephemeris file will become much larger. Basically based on how much time period you want to cover, forward as well as backward, the file will become much larger. And also I have to do it myself because Misinterpretation does not support dates before and after. But it is theoretically possible to do.
Yeah, but then we don't need data which is beyond, say, 500 years. Nobody has lived before that, right? So you could have restricted it at 500, and then still it would have reduced. The size would have been even down.
True. But the thing is, it is possible to do some research, look at some historical events. If Misinterpretation is providing database up to that time, I have no reason to restrict it basically.
Okay.
If somebody wants to do research, for example, there are people who think that Mahabharata happened around 3000 BCE, and there is one idiot called Nilesh Oak, he thinks that it is 5000 BC. So people can go back and look at those times. And in fact, as a matter of fact, I'm not sure if you are aware, there is this person called Dr. Manish Pandit. He basically looked at various dates given in Vyasa, this is the Tithi, this is the Nakshatra, then Balarama went for pilgrimage, this is the combination, when he came back when Sri Krishna went for Raibaram, the peace negotiation, he basically showed that everything matches. If you take in the...
But what is the accuracy? See, as you go behind...
This extrapolation, it is still within fraction of a second.
Okay.
Not even degree.
Okay.
Fraction of a second accuracy, precision.
Okay. So if I say, let us say, for example, if it is 1000 AD, the accuracy is 10. What would be the accuracy? Let us say 1000 AD, the accuracy is 100. What would be the accuracy for 1200 BCE?
See, it's not the precision. We use the word precision.
Precision, correct.
Precision is not given as a percentage or something, 100, 10 like that. It is given in terms of the error in the possible error in the positions of the
What is that? What is the possible error then?
It is, I have to check the exact specifications, but it is a fraction of a second. A second meaning not time second, arc second, the degree, minute and second. That second, it is basically fraction of a second for the longitudes of planets. And for moon, it is, I think, it is 10 times more than other planets.
Okay.
Moon is larger, but still it is much less than a degree. It is basically less than an arc minute, 1/60th of a degree. So it is still pretty reliable.
See, the reason why I have wanted to talk to you is because when people say that 7,000 years back Rama was born, and all our itihasas and Puranas, including Valmiki himself, says that Rama was born in the 24th Chaturayuga. And Madhvacharya in his Tatparya Nirnaya has clearly stated several things in this. All these things are actually being nullified as zero, as wrong.
I know. See, all this, the root cause of all this is, originally people believe that Rama was around 2 million years back.
Right.
Sri Krishna.
Correct.
So basically, he may not even be the current Homo sapiens species, the species of human beings that we belong to. It may be a previous preceding species, and that was a time when apes and human beings were basically the transition from apes to monkeys to human beings was still going on.
See, these are all this ape theory is all Western theory. We don't go by that, right?
No, listen to me. Forget about Western theory. See, bottom line is human beings and some species of monkey-like people were living together on Earth basically at that time, and that definitely did not happen 7,000 years back or even 4,000 years back. Okay. One more thing is in Lanka, there is a reference when Hanuman goes to Lanka.
Yeah, the four-tusked elephant.
Guarded by the four-tusked elephant, Chaturdanta Gaja. So that basically shows it at least 1.5 million years back, and based on our normal cosmology, it is at least 1.8 million years back. So the problem is this guy, Yukteswar Maharaj, the guru of Paramahamsa Yogananda, he basically, unfortunately, he came up with this notion that Kali Yuga, there is no multiplication by 360. So Kali Yuga is just exactly 1,200 years.
Yeah.
Dwapara Yuga is. So according to him, we are in Dwapara Yuga. I mean, I know many people, especially in the West and even in India these days, who think that's true because they think because there is this hype about Mahatar Babaji, the
correct.
guru of
the Jaggi Vasudev clan is also doing the same.
He also uses the same. Yes.
Yeah. These are all the people who are actually saying that it is only now we are going back to Dwapara Yuga from Kali Yuga. Which is against our Shastras. Our Shastras says it is a cyclic one.
Yes, it is exactly. There's no basically ascending cycle and descending cycle.
Correct.
Like Yukteswar Maharaj said. There is only after Kalki comes, and that is still another 427,000 years later.
Okay.
So 4 lakh years later.
Okay.
And unfortunately, a lot of people believe in this because of Yukteswar Maharaj, and now Jaggi Vasudev is amplifying it. But forget about Shastra. You look at common sense. You look around you. You see what is happening in the world. Does anybody think that this is not Kali Yuga?
No, when you say that, these people, recently Dushyant Sridhar has actually used your software to say that it is 7,000 years back, and he has written a book on Ramayanam where he says that Rama was born on 7,000 years back, and he fixes that date. Okay, all these other jokers like Manish Pandey and Nilesh Oak and Pushkar Bhatnagar, all these jokers are not Sampradayic people, They are all so-called researchers. They are all doing research of their own interest. They cannot be termed as purists. They are just pastimers basically. They are using any kind of software that they want to use to tell anything. But when somebody sits on Vyasapita and then says that it is 7,000 years back, that is having a serious repercussion on our Acharya's words, And what they are now claiming is, they are saying our Acharyas actually meant this only the current people, the so-called spiritual, the traditional people are actually against Acharyas. So what I am saying is right only because Jora software is actually saying 9th January 5114 BCE is the date.
No, software doesn't say anything. People use the software to say whatever they say. Software doesn't say anything.
9th January, see, as far as Pushkar Bhatnagar, he used another software and then he came with the date on 10th January 5114 BCE. Dushyant Sridhar and Jaysri Sadhana used your software and then saying it is 9th January 5114 BCE. Because
5114
BCE.
BCE. Okay.
Because in Mahabharata there was a Tithi skip. So that is why saying they should actually subtract one date, and then if you go to your software is not showing all the planets in exhalation basically.
No, it's not. So I don't know.
So that date is
how they
wrong.
can
As far as you are concerned, can we say that it is wrong?
Yeah. The software has good precision. The only problem with Jayashree Sarnathan is I don't know what Dushyant Sridhar does, but Jayashree Sarnathan, she did a stupid thing. She uses Surya Siddhanta. If you look at my software, under preferences related to calculations, there's a Siddhanta. So Surya Siddhanta model was added just as an experiment. See, it is Surya Siddhanta. The problem is any Siddhanta, it is just an analytical model. So basically what you are doing is you are observing the planetary positions and to extrapolate it, you are coming up with a formula, basically a formulaic representation, and that will be accurate within that era. If you make observations, let's say between 1000 AD to 1200 AD, so it will be accurate between, let's say, 500 and 700 AD. If you go much further, that formula won't hold. You have to change the formula. So in some versions of Surya Siddhanta, there are bijas. So basically, instead of giving a fixed formula, they use some variables, like instead of saying 2x square plus 3x minus sine side of x, you basically say ax square minus bx plus c times sine side of x. I mean, I'm giving a
I understand. It's an example.
So ABC are bijas, parameters. You refine them. You basically, what you are supposed to do is make actual observations at your time period, and then arrive at those values of ABC, and then in your era, you can use those formulas. So Surya Siddhanta has some bijas that people don't do bija samskara. They just use the old formulas. So whenever that was composed, in that era, it is accurate enough. It's not perfect, but it's just accurate enough. But the problem is, the Surya Siddhanta model that is in the Jagannath Hora, if somebody uses it for 3000 BC or 5000 BC, it is just nice. What I said earlier about precision being fraction of a second is only for the Dhruk Siddhanta, which is based on the NASA observations, and the detailed database that basically covers up to 12,900 BC. So that basically has a high precision. But when you use the analytical Surya Siddhanta model in the Jagannath Hora, it is just nice for 3000 BCE. So Jayashree Sarnathan, you should ignore her because she uses just the Surya Siddhanta model and it is absolutely nonsense. And if you use Dhruk Siddhanta, and whether you take 5000 BC or 7000 BC, you definitely, on the dates that these scholars gave, you definitely do not get the positions that Valmiki gave. So that must tell you that something is amiss and they are just fooling themselves.
They are not only fooling themselves, they are actually fooling everybody else. That's the problem.
Others. Well, this is Kali Yuga. There will be people who will fool you. Those who are destined to get fooled will get fooled anyway.
I am glad I spoke to you. Because I was actually very, very, very disturbed because when somebody is actually misrepresenting Jyotisha Shastra and using it to put down our Shastras, our Acharyas, our Rishis and Maharishis, Itihasas and Puranas, and then reducing it to 7,000 years, and then justifying it on top of it, going and screaming out of the land, saying that everybody who is actually against me is a moron. This is what they are actually saying. They are saying we are all cryptos. No. They are all saying we are all cryptos, We are crypto Christians is what they are saying.
Unfortunate, yeah.
No, that's
the thing is, I did speak about this, make videos where I mentioned that yugas basically are not like Yukteswar Maharaj or Sadhguru said. They're basically as given in the Shastras. And basically Kali Yuga we are not at the end of Kali Yuga. We are basically another 4 lakh plus years. And when I mentioned all these things, and Rama was definitely not like a few thousand years old, but basically at least 1.5 million years back. When I mentioned all this, basically, unfortunately, I have limited reach, and some of these people, they have more reach. So that is the nature of this age. We just do what we can do, and then when the time comes, God will correct the
I
knowledge.
understand the philosophical position that we have to take, but my intent is to just say there is we people who are see, they use your software to defend their agenda, which is not something that I want to. I want to make sure that you are not part of this, basically.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure, because you
out of all these scholars who timed Mahabharata and Ramayana, the only thing that actually added up when I double checked is Manish Pandit's timing of Mahabharata war.
Okay.
That's the only thing that added up. All others, Jayshree Sarnath is in the same time period, but a few years apart from Manish Pandit. She's wrong.
She's totally wrong, because our Kali Yuga itself is wrong.
And this guy, Nilesh Hoki
is completely
joker.
Yeah. Complete joker.
He's joker. Yeah, he's a joker. At least if somebody gets it in the 3000 BC time period, they're in the right ballpark.
See, even Mahabharata dating, in my opinion, I don't think as spiritual. See, like I said, the jokers who are actually doing research in the name of research to try to prove themselves as scholars, finding out the dates of the past, I don't care about them. But when Shastriya people like Dushyant Sridhar says that Dushyant Sridhar defends Jayshree Saranathan and says we both use this software, and then we came up with this number. 9th January. In your software itself, on 5th, if you go, you can check it. 9th January minus 5114. If you put the date.
1 second. What is the date they give for Rama?
9th January.
9th January.
5114 BC.
Is it minus 5114?
Yeah, minus 5114.
Okay, that will be actually because 0 is 1 BC, so it's
minus
okay. 5115 BC then.
Yeah.
15 BC then. Yeah. Okay. Minus 5114.
Yeah.
Okay. And sometime in the morning?
12:10 PM is what the time that they are using.
Oh, yeah. Because it has to be around.
Yeah.
Correct.
And Ayodhya.
So
the place is Ayodhya. East of GMT.
Yeah, of course. And do they use Julian or Gregorian?
Gregorian.
Oh, Gregorian. Okay. Yeah.
If you look into this,
Shani is off. Yeah.
I think I don't see any planet in exhalation.
No, actually, Mars, Venus, Sun, and Jupiter, 4 are in exhalation.
It is in the box. It is in the box. But if you look into the degrees.
Oh, that way.
You have to only look into the degrees, right?
That is true, but they may be just simplifying and saying that exaltation signs. So yeah.
But see, birth of Rama is very rare occasion, and it has to be accurate to the second.
Yeah. Moreover, even if you make an exception that Valmiki only meant Ucharasi, not necessarily in Ucha. Even if you make that exception, Sani is not in Ucha. Sani is also.
But Sani what they are saying is for Sani, they are saying Sani is in retro this thing. So you have to actually use it in the previous this thing.
But that's not Shastriya. That's basically their theory. It's not based on Parashara or any rishis.
Yes.
Anyway, this is. I can see this seems a little close enough, so that's why they are probably. See, there are other things, sir. There are. I can look later.
Yeah.
There are other guidelines that Parashara Maharshi very explicitly gave. He said that.
But I think we should not get into that. We should never get into that, because the problem is. We know for granted, we take it for granted that Rama was born 2 million years ago. In 24th Chaturyuga. Even if you look at it as this Chaturyuga, current Chaturyuga, it is nearly 8 lakh years back.
Right.
And your software,
I'm not disagreeing.
And your software is actually having a limitation on 12,900 years only in the past.
Right.
So your software cannot be used to date Rama's birth at all.
Yes.
As simple as that. So there is no question of getting into the argument at all, because your software has got a limitation of 12,900, and even that beyond
that is fine. That is all fine. All I'm saying is basically there should be a Raj Yoga between 2 planets in Devalokamsa.
Right.
If it is Vishnu's Avtara, as Parashara Maharshi says, that's not there in this chart.
Correct.
That's not there, and 5 planets are not in Ucha. Even if you consider the entire Ucharasi, only 4 planets.
Excellent.
Shani is not in Ucha.
Excellent.
And if people say that he is retrograde and he is at the beginning of Scorpio, so you can take as if he is in Libra, that's just a own theory. That's not basically
is it as per Jyotisha Shastra at all? Can you do that as per
No,
Jyotish
no,
Shastra?
no, 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 no. They see there may be modern books written by people who give that principle, but rishis, whether it's Parashara or Bhrigu or Jaimini, nobody mentioned
No,
anything like that.
my question is when it is in retrograde, is it?
Yeah.
Can you assume that it is in the previous Rasi?
No.
So if
That's what I'm
somebody
saying.
says so,
Rishis never mentioned it.
if somebody says so, can you call them an astrologer?
Well, anybody can call themselves astrologer, but they are not following the teachings of rishis in astrology.
Yeah. They are their own astrologers basically.
Right.
Yeah, they have their own whatever Siddhanta they use. That is as per that, but not as per our Sanatana Dharma.
Look, sir, this is Kali Yuga.
Yes.
Even people who claim that they are the saviors of Sanatana Dharma, unfortunately, whether it is astrologers, whether it is spiritual people, religious people, sannyasis, temple people, everybody, not everybody, but many people are corrupted. In the name of temples, we have spiritual malls these days.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Kali Yuga. So what can we do?
Exactly. The past 2 days, past 2 days in Tirumala problem is actually going on like anything. This is Kali Yuga only. That's what we can say. Yeah. Thank you.
People are offended, but the thing is, see, they call them, they are offended that it is prasad, but the thing is, most of the time it is just some sweets that is being sold.
Exactly. It is not at all a prasad. It is only sweet stall.
And the thing is, slowly all temples are being converted into some kind of malls. Spiritual malls.
Correct.
It's unfortunate. And unfortunately, we are only 5,000 years into Kali.
Correct.
This can get worse and worse.
Yeah, but people like Jaggi Vasudev are all there to convert everything to, like you said, spiritual mall. That is the right word that you.
Basically, they take pride in having a big
facility,
facility, and also a big Shiva statue.
Correct.
Or if you take Chandrajaya Swamiji, there is a big Ramanujacharya statue.
Yes.
It's all about the size. See, earlier, even if the temple was very small, the Shakti was there because somebody actually did sadhana there. They really had devotion to God and surrender.
Exactly.
Ishvara Pranidhana was there. And focus is not on sadhana.
Udupi Krishna is how big he is. It's like 3 feet, not even 3 feet. But he is Krishna for us. Right? So anyway, I am very glad that you called me, sir. I'm sorry if I had.
I'm so sorry for offending you for such a long time.
No, not at all.
I'm glad that I was able to talk.
See, we are astikas. We know we are not immature people. We are astikas, and astikas we know that we forget the past and we take the right things. And
I'm very happy. I'm very happy about that.
Yes.
Again, my apologies for offending you, and namaskaram, sir. Likewise. Have a wonderful night.
Jai Shri Ram, sir. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Shri Ram.